Let's get some light in here, shall we? Ignis. That's better. How are you feeling? You seem fine just from looking at you. I should have told you that most people find their first teleporting experience rather unpleasant. There tends to be vomiting, but you seem to be taking it extremely well. Huh. Anyway, welcome to the sanctuary. This is my study. Please, do excuse the mess. Oh, and make yourself comfortable, please. Would you like a cup of tea? Okay, I'll just go and get that for you now. Here you are. You know, you seem to be taking this rather well. It can be daunting, stepping into a whole other world. If you wish, you can drink this tea. It is a potent brew and can help to relax you. But as I said, you seem to be taking it rather well. Either way, this is a very tasty tea, so I encourage you to try it. I'll put it next to you. So you can taste it. I really should clean this place, but I also did promise to explain more about, well, everything. So, if you don't mind, I can explain to you some background whilst cleaning up. Yes. See, in the ancient times of this world, magic flowed freely, shaping landscapes and civilizations. Powerful sorcerers roamed the lands, harnessing the elements and weaving spells of immense power. But as the ages passed, the magic began to wane, its once vibrant energy fading into obscurity. As the magic dwindled, so too did the knowledge of its existence. Centuries turned into millennia, and the people of the world forgot the wonders that once filled their lives. Yet, whispers of a bygone era lingered in the myths and legends passed down through generations. In the present day, only a select few are born with the gift of magic, a rare and coveted ability, hidden from the eyes of ordinary folk. An ancient bloodline carried in few people, and only activating in fewer still. These individuals are the last sorcerers of this world. And we, live in secrecy, honing our powers and safeguarding the remnants of the past. We are driven by a thirst for knowledge and adventure. Sorcerers traverse the world, seeking out ancient relics and forgotten artifacts imbued with the remnants of magic. They delve into ruins, buried beneath the ground, soar through the skies, and even traverse other planes, uncovering the mysteries of civilizations long lost to time. We stand as guardians of these ancient magics, wielding these powers to protect our world and preserve the legacy of a forgotten age. And as long as magic endures, so too shall the spirit of adventure burn bright in the hearts of those courageous enough to seek it. You are a sorcerer, and you can choose to be a part of this legacy. This sanctuary will be your safe haven, your school, and hopefully, in time, your home. Ah, that actually reminds me. Just bear with me a moment. You will eventually be given your own books to study. But for now, you may borrow some of mine. Could I just... Okay. Go. I think this should suffice. For now, at least. You'll be getting a lot more, I can assure you of that. We have the history of magic in our world, which basically gives a more thorough explanation of what I just told you. If that's something you're interested in, then this is the book for you. Talks about more of where we came from, sorcerers such as you and I. What happened to the magic of the world and why it was forgotten. Fascinating read. And perfect for you. Would you... Okay. Put that down there, next to your tea. What do we have here? A book of common spells, incantations, and rituals. Very useful for just starting out. remember reading through this. I do love the smell of a good book. You should definitely start studying this as soon as possible. I was going to say when you have some free time, but you may be busy for quite a while. But the spells, the incantations and the rituals within this book will be on your curriculum. So the perfect book to study with. Right. Oh, you are lucky. This is one of our newer books, written and curated by one of our own in the sanctuary. This is a fascinating read. Dragonology. Everything you need to know about dragons and more. This is also very useful for studying Draconic, which is required for learning spells. This is definitely worth a read and worth your time. It has very useful information on dragons. Shows different types of dragons and the locations around the world where you may find them. Good little tips and tricks and scattered throughout this. Tells you about the different species of dragon you may encounter. I'm sure you will find this fascinating to read, as I did. I'll put that one with your other ones. Ah, another one of our own. The Wand Maker's Guidebook. Wands can be a great asset in spellcasting. They act as a focus and can increase the power of spells. So this book may be useful to you. While wands aren't completely necessary for spellcasting, well, not necessary at all, to be honest, they can help, especially those just starting out. In fact, I'm sure you'll be supplied with a wand, a basic wand, soon enough. And this book will help you if you wish to create one yourself, maybe later down the line. If that is something you are interested in. A very useful book. And again, you're more than welcome to borrow this. I'll put that with the others. I also have some scrolls that could come in handy. These have spells weaved into them, allowing you to cast these spells without having learnt them or expending any energy. They're one use only, but should help you out until you start learning how to cast them yourself. That reminds me, I should explain the basics of casting spells. You see, casting spells requires the expending of energy. The more spells you cast, the more energy used, the more tired you will become. The more powerful the spell, the more energy you will expend. But the more you learn and practice, the more your energy reserves will increase, allowing for you to not only cast more spells, but also more powerful spells. Make sense? Good. Right. Here we have a number of useful spells. These are the easiest to cast, these ones. Let me pop these here. These require no energy to be expended if you were to cast these without a scroll. We call these basic spells that cost no energy cantrips. Let's see what we have here for you. Yes. Mage Hand. You see, this will allow you to summon a spectral hand for a minute, but this hand can assist you in a number of useful ways. You have full control of this hand, and you can use it like it were your own, except this one can float around and move around you in a 30-foot radius. It can activate levers or buttons, open doors or containers, or you can use it just to get something from a high shelf. Well, I'll give you this one. Put that down with your other books. Now this one, let's have a look, shall we? Dancing lights. Very useful. This spell will conjure up 4 small lights that hover around. You can change how they look. For example, you can change them to be as a torchlight or a lantern light, or just glowing orbs. You can control them as you wish, move them around, up to a range of about 120 feet. If you ever find yourself needing light, this will help you. I'll put that with your other stuff. Now, let's move on to the more powerful spells. A scroll of speak with animals. Pretty self-explanatory. But this will allow you to comprehend and verbally communicate with non-humanoid animals. You know, once on an expedition in England, I managed to track down the location of an ancient magical artifact, but I couldn't quite find its location, its exact location. I ended up in the middle of the countryside, surrounded by fields. Then I encountered a young rabbit hopping around and struck up a conversation. This rabbit then told me about the secret winding tunnels just underground where we stood. And they said that there was something strange at the center of these tunnels. I asked them if they could lead me to this, and they did. I was able to collect the artifact and make my way back to the sanctuary, all in good time. Even the smallest and most overlooked of our animal friends deserve our respect and kindness. And this can help you. And maybe you can help them. Right. Let's have a look at these other ones. This is a scroll of mage armor. It would create a protective magical force that surrounds you, or another person if you cast it on someone else. It's a fantastic spell that can last all day and can protect you from a myriad of injuries that you may sustain on expedition. This will be one of the first spells you actually learn, so you don't have to use scrolls. Definitely one you must learn as soon as possible. On to the last one. Along with mage armor, this will be another one of the spells you learn, because it's one of the most useful. This is a scroll of identify. You can use this to learn what spells are affecting a creature, or, more commonly used, you can use it on a magical item to learn its properties and how to use that item. You can imagine this spell is incredibly useful for the collection and cataloguing of magical artifacts. I myself get much use out of this spell. In fact, one of our main mission statements here is to uncover and study ancient relics such as these, which I'm about to show you. Just have to... Where did I put them? I know a relic that may be very interesting to you. I've been studying it recently, trying to unlock its secrets fully. I call this the mirror of the past. You see, by gazing into the reflection of this artifact and thinking of a person or object, you'll be able to be shown scenes from the past regarding that person or object. It can be hard to understand. It's often random, cryptic, and presented in no particular order. I've been trying to find a way to get this to show specific information in a coherent manner. It's been challenging, confusing, but ultimately quite entertaining. Hopefully, when I get this to work properly, how I assume it's supposed to work, it may very much help us in our future expeditions. Would you like to see others I have? Where did I put that one? This is actually an idol of genie summoning. You see, if you speak the command word, you can summon a genie to assist you. Oh, genies are beings from the elemental plane of air and can make for very powerful allies. It'd be foolish to abuse a power like this. Fascinating find, if I do say so myself. Yes, these were all from expeditions that I was on myself. I've been studying them to see if there's any extra magical qualities to them. I'll go and pop this back now. What else could I show you? Ah, I've got one. This is a crystal ball of true seeing. You see, this will allow you to scry on another being or location. Scrying will create like an invisible sensor that locks on to a target, and through this sensor you can see and hear as if you were there. This one also grants you true sight, allowing you to see in normal and magical darkness. It will allow you to see invisible beings or objects, detect visual illusions, and perceive the original form of a shape changer, or a being that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, you can even see into the ethereal plane. You'll learn about all the different planes soon enough. This one was discovered. Rather fun expedition in Egypt. Isn't it enticing? The ability to launch your vision to the other side of the world. This is a very powerful artifact. The detail. I'll put this one back now. Now, this one. This is a magical artifact that is currently in use by the sanctuary. Actually, this is an excellent opportunity for a practical demonstration. Why don't you use that scroll of Identify and find out the magical properties of this artifact yourself? How does that sound? Just open the scroll and the incantation will reveal itself. Then you need only say it out loud. This will create an arcane shield to protect the location. The one who activates this decides who is friend and who is foe. Friends will be able to enter and exit the shield at will. Foes cannot enter the shielded area and are forced out. How was that? Well, congratulations on casting your first spell. Soon you'll be casting spells without the aid of a scroll. I look forward to seeing that. Allow me to put this artifact back in its place. How are you feeling? I know all of this new information can be daunting. I mean, it's a whole new world, it's a whole new experience, and you're plunged right into the middle of it. You're taking it rather well, actually. But if you need any help or guidance, you can ask anyone here in the sanctuary, including myself. Okay. Look at the time. Gosh. Okay, so your next step should be the ritual of awakening. See, your bloodline has been activated, but needs to be awakened to allow you to reach your full potential. You'll meet with Ezra. He is a powerful sorcerer with the ability to perform this ritual. Honestly, it's deeply relaxing, so you should look forward to it. Anyway, after this process, after this ritual, you'll feel stronger and refreshed afterwards. I can escort you to the ritual chamber if you would like. Excellent. Just come this way.